Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Knipe and I am a dental hygiene student at UT Health San Antonio. Today I'll be teaching you how to floss and properly brush your teeth. So we'll be starting with flossing. So it's very important to use enough floss. I always say there's two things that should never last longer than 6 months, and it's your floss and your toilet paper. So you're going to take about an arm's length of floss. Oh, that was the whole thing. All right. And so you're going to wrap it around, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to wrap it around 3 times around my dominant middle finger. You don't want it to be super tight because you don't want to cut off circulation. And then I'm going to wrap it once around my middle finger on my left hand so you get the perfect angle. So you use your thumbs when you're doing the maxillary, which is the top arch of teeth, and your index fingers when you're doing the mandibular or the bottom row of teeth. So now that you have your floss ready, you can begin. And so we're going to start on this posterior tooth. And so you want to gently seesaw motion the floss through the contact area of the teeth and C-shape wrap it around the tooth, getting into that sulcus, and then bring it to the next tooth. Pull a little bit through so you're not using the same part of the floss, and C-shape wrap it. And then you're going to gently seesaw out. It's very important when flossing that you do not just like pop it through like this because you can cause gum trauma and lacerations. But again, you just gently seesaw it through and you C-shape around the tooth and then pull a little through and then C-shape around the other tooth. When you're doing the C-shape motion, you're getting down into the sulcus of the tooth, which is the area between the tooth and the gingiva, the gums. And so food and debris gets stuck down there after eating throughout the day, and so flossing allows you to get it out. On anterior teeth, it's the same motion. So you want to gently go through that contact area, and then you C-shape it around. And then you go to the pull a little through and go to the next tooth, C-shape, and then you bring it gently up, like so. So now that you're done flossing, you can throw that away and you're going to begin brushing. So it's very important when you're brushing to use a soft or extra soft bristle toothbrush with end-rounded filaments. If you use a medium or a hard, it can cause abrasion on your teeth. It can be very abrasive. This can lead to issues like sensitivity. But you also want a toothbrush that's easy to grasp, flexible to your hold. You want one that's easy, like good size for your hand. There's different types of toothbrush. This is a manual, and you can also use an electric toothbrush. As long as you're doing the correct motions, you're gonna be sufficient in cleaning your teeth. And so for brushing, we're going to demonstrate the bass brushing method. To begin the bass brushing method, you want to have a toothbrush that has toothpaste on it. And so you angle your toothbrush. This is 90 degrees. You want to angle it 45 degrees towards the gums. So we're going to get into that sulcus we mentioned earlier, which is, again, the space between the tooth and the gum tissue. And you just want to do about 5 to 10 circular vibratory motions on each surface. So you're just gently moving. A lot of us are used to brushing like this or very hard and abrasive, but it's not necessary. It can cause harm to your gums and your tooth surface. And so you're just gonna gently do this around. Then you come to the anterior portion and the same thing. It's very important that not only do you get this surface, but you get the surfaces on top. And then you also want to make sure you get this lingual surfaces that goes all the way around here. It's very important. A lot of plaque can build up there because there's 3 major salivary glands in this area. So you definitely want to get your brush in there. Same thing, 45-degree motion. It doesn't have to be perfect the first time. Brushing, and like, you need to practice it, so don't get discouraged. Eventually you'll be able to do it. It's hard to fit the toothbrush like this on a normal person, just because our teeth aren't as wide as this type of knot. And so I recommend tilting your brush like this and doing it in this kind of motion. Another important thing to remember when brushing is that you want to do it for at least 2 minutes. And so you can divide it into sections or sectants. It just kind of depends what's best for you. You definitely don't want to forget the top. So on this arch, you're going to go ahead and angle it 45 degrees towards the gums, and again do about 5 to 10 vibratory circular motions at each location. And then again, you want to get the lingual surfaces with a hard angle. So after your 2 minutes are up, you want to remember that you do need to brush your tongue. He does not have a tongue, but you can just do it in the same motion, sweeping it forward. So today we went over flossing and brushing. I mentioned that you can use a manual toothbrush or an electric toothbrush, and there's also floss, like oral physiotherapy aids you can use. So if you have ortho appliances, you could add a floss threader, and that would like thread through your brackets and make it easier to get to your contact areas. There's different types of water picks, or waxed, unwaxed floss, string floss, just whatever best suits you. Everyone's different. Also, it's recommended after you floss and brush, you follow up with a mouth rinse. There's different types of mouth rinse. Just find one that you like the taste of, that you want to use, and you enjoy using it. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment on my post. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something today.